before you put the buildings together, surveying has to be done. So you tell us what you need, the operations room and all of that. We are going to set it out for you.
So there's no way a medical facility will exist without the input of the surveyor. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
All right, Surveyor Chief Adedejo Wolabi, let's talk about this. How is surveying used in agriculture, mining, or even environmental management?
Well, for instance, now when we talk about agriculture, you need to know the topographical nature of that terrain. You can't say because you have a large expanse of land, you just want to go into the land and start cultivating. You start, engaging yourself in agricultural practices. No, before you can do that, you must have a topo map of that area. That is, where we have a swamp area, automatically you cannot cultivate there.
Okay.
Where we have a ditch, we have a gully, you cannot cultivate there. So it's only a surveyor that can determine the low point, the high point, that can advise you where you can cultivate.
Okay.
By way of kind out what we call topographical mapping of that environment. And apart from that, when we say survey is relevant, let me give you an instance. If you put all sensors together, for instance now, before you wake up, as you wake up this morning and you are coming to this office, I'm sure you must have interacted with your phone by way of saying, oh, what is shortest routes that I can take from my house to this studio? And what do? You go on Google Map, you open it, it's going to give you alternative routes that I can follow. Those information you are looking at, it's not just about the pictures, it's not just about the sensors, it's about you referencing those data with physical measurements we have on ground. Who can provide those data? It's only a surveyor.
Okay. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Update from the control room says that the Otedola Bridge incident, we have the accidental vehicles, the ones that are loaded. The one loaded with sharp sand has been recovered from the road now. So it's remaining the falling truck loaded with fish foods to be recovered as well. So, and I understand once the offloading is complete, both vehicles will be fully recovered. So those of you within that stretch, you're having it slow is as a result of that, but it's receiving attention. All right, you talk about the roles that surveying play in areas like agriculture. What about mining, for instance? Is there any role that surveyors also play, surveying plays in mining? Mr. Wutuyi?
Yes, exactly. Surveying plays a crucial role in mining.
I think you need to get closer to that microphone so that we can hear you pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surveying needs to play a crucial role in mining. And when you talk about mining, you have mining on land, and you could also have mining in the water, which is the oil and gas. So I would start with the mining on land. Before you do your mining, you need to know where these resources are, where you have your deposits. Let's say where you have your gold, where you have this. You need to know that. Then apart from knowing where they are, you need to know the quantity. So with that, we do what we call seismic survey that will give us an idea of the amount of deposits within the subsea surface and also the location that is there. Then once you are done with mining also and you bring this thing out, you also use surveying to calculate how much has been mined. So depending on whether you are using the volume, which is the metric ton, so you will still use surveying to calculate how much has been mined. Then once you have done that also, you will still use surveying to calculate how much has been done. So let's take another example in the aspect of dredging, because you are mining sand from the water. So before you go there, you are going to do the survey of the seabed.
Okay.
Then once you dredge the sand also, you will do another post-dredge survey. Then once your sand is out and is on somewhere safe, you do volume calculation. All of these, they are instrument of survey that you will use to get the proper information of what has been done and how much has been done.
All right. Is that the same for oil and gas exploration as well? And production?
But for oil and gas is a bit more complex. So for oil and gas, the major part where you need survey is in the upstream. You know, you have the midstream and you have the downstream. So for the upstream, so 80% of the information you need for the upstreams, they are survey related information you need.
Okay.
So basically for the upstream, you have the 5 sector. You have the exploration, you have the appraiser, then you have the development, you have the production, and you have the decommissioning. In all these 5 part of oil and gas, survey context is needed.
Is needed.
Yes.
Okay.
So for the first part, the exploration, you need to know what is on the bottom, on the seabed. What is there?
You have to be very sure that there is oil there.
You have to be very sure there is oil there, and you use an instrument called seismic survey. The seismic surveyor does not even know whether it is there. But by deploying his equipment and playing around with his big ship that is bigger than your building, almost like 3 times the size of your building,
Right.
with about 84 professionals on the vessels. So they are now